How's it going, guys? Guess what? I'm on my bike for the first time in like 2 weeks. Woo! Yeah! Oh man, it feels good to be back. We've had, well, not 2 weeks, it's been more like, actually, it's only been about a week. Feels like 2. The key thing here was that I didn't get to ride on the weekend because we had some crazy ass bloody cyclone thing coming through. Tornadoes and all kinds of craziness. This road right here was a complete flood, and you know, I saw that it was up to just below the meter mark. I was gonna go at it in the Commodore, and I'm like, come on man, and then I was like, I backed out at the last second. I'm like, oh no, I can't. They have a saying here in Australia, if it's flooded, forget it, because a lot of people get swept away and die in their vehicles. My rule is, if it's flooded, but it's still water, then, you know, it's still good, mate. Just go for it. You know, like, unless you know it's like crazy deep. But if it's still water, like, it's great fun to just hit it in the car and like get this mad wave. But if it's flowing, especially across to the road, no way. I don't play that shit. Definitely not. Anyway, so we fared the storm alright. There's a lot of people that haven't, though. A lot of houses flooded. A lot of houses flooded up north, man. It's devastating. Some people have lost everything. Hang on a second, my mic's like floating around in my eyeball. That's better. I can see again. Yeah, it's just, so anyway, I fared the storm alright, and I know Sly did alright. Most of like the south side of Brisbane did alright. But it's good to be back on 2 again, man. It's good to be back on 2 wheels. Oh, I've been riding like 10 minutes, already got this big bug. It's great to be back. So happy. Righto, I want to talk about why I love the 300. I'm sure I've spoken a bit about it already, but I just want to touch on a few things I was thinking about today while I was working. I don't really think about work while I'm working. In fact, I make a point of like not thinking about what I'm doing, just so I don't get too stressed out. Anyway, yeah, this bike, man, like, you know, I've been watching a few more videos on the Mulholland and that, and people taking relatively easy bends, you know, on a bigger bike. They just give it that little bit too much gas, you know, and they're like, whoa, like spinning out. That's not a problem on this bike. You know, I guess as a learner bike, I didn't even know there was a driveway there. You know, that's one of the things you don't want, is a bike with lots of torque. Because, you know, you might hit a bump, or you're not gripping the throttle real good, and you're going to give it too much gas, and especially if you're on a bend, it's not going to be good. And actually, I found a really sweet video. Like, I don't usually like watching those crash compilation videos. I mean, they're educational if you take something from it and go, oh man, I totally see what that rider did wrong. You know, you try and learn something from it. That's great. But I found a really good crash compilation video. All this new stuff I hadn't seen before. Lots of dash cam footage and stuff. And a lot of the times, like, I'm not one to blame. A lot of riders blame cars. They're just like, oh, you know, bloody car drivers always getting in the way and stuff. This video is the other way. Like, I've really got to say, a lot of idiot riders in this video, and most of them are just lane splitting in heavy traffic, and they're going way too fast. I think I've got to stop and check the air in my back tyre. They're just going way too fast. It's crazy. Like you'll see a car cruising along, it's doing like 50 or 40 k's an hour. you know, and then they're cruising along, and then all of a sudden this bike comes flying past and gets T-boned by a car turning right or left. You know, and you've got to say right there, like, that's not the car's fault. No way. You know. So anyway, I'm going to put that video in the description there, because I think, you know, it's quite long, so hopefully you got a good internet plan thingy. But it's good. It's good. Well, I watched about half of it before I got bored, but it's quite good. Or watch it on your phone or something when you're at work. It's so good to be back. Yeah, but I love this bike, man. I missed it. I missed it all weekend. It was raining. I was playing some Far Cry 3 on the PS3, of course. And, you know, I just kept looking out the window. It was raining down and the wind was blowing, and it felt like the roof was going to lift off the house, but all I wanted was some sunshine and some dry roads so I could get back out on the bike. And I mean, it's, you know, there was one motorcyclist killed as well on the weekend in the floods. He was blown off his bike on a bridge. Oh, it's still yellow, it's still yellow. He was blown off his bike. And he flew off a bridge and landed in the water, which was running quite fast. And I mean, he would have had all his gear on and that, so he probably didn't even get his helmet off before he was choking on water. It's pretty sad. I'm not sure whether the death toll wasn't massive, but it was. We've lost about 6 or 8 people from this, you know, which a developed country, that's quite high. But yeah, that's all I want to say about that. So sad. Yeah, but now back to my high. Really glad to be back on the bike. Love this bike. I've had a few new questions. People asking, you know, I'm quite a tall guy, you know, is this bike going to be okay? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. One of the guys that we ride with, Faceless, he's quite a bit taller than me. I'm not a tall guy. I'm like 5'9" or something. So I'm pretty short. But I mean, I did get to sit on a 600, like at the shop, just when I was dreaming, you know, like looking at what's to come down the track. And this, I mean, it feels about the same, but just, it feels a little heavier between your legs, you know, like when you stopped. But it feels physically not much bigger at all. So like the 300 is still quite big. So if you're a tall bloke, it shouldn't be a drama. Oh, stinks around here, eh, from the flood. Apparently there's been like some bull sharks on golf courses and stuff. That golf courses have flooded as well. You know, like, you know, you got your little hazards, like the water hazards, things to dodge when you're like trying to sink that ball. I don't play golf, you might have noticed. But yeah, you got the water holes. Well, the water's come in and it's brought some sharks with it, and now they're in the water holes. So, and there's quite a few of them, I think. So I mean, that's one water hole you wouldn't be trying to get your ball back. And the bull sharks are quite aggressive. They're like, there was a young girl killed a couple of years back, just on the east coast here, Gold Coast. I mean, she was mauled by bull sharks, man. Like, they're pretty aggressive. You wouldn't, you know, and you look at it on the TV and there's like people up to their waist. You know, like, look like cruising through their houses and stuff. Man, I wouldn't want to be in that water, hey. Wop, 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 wop. I wouldn't, yeah. I'd be like, man, I'll be getting out of that water. Just get some bull shark just gnawing on your leg.